Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Darien Beautification Commission meeting on January 10th. It is 9:19 a.m. We're at Darien Town Hall in room 119. All right. Welcome, everybody. We have 5 out of 9. Oh, we have 6 out of 9, so we do have a quorum. And so let's get started. I thought we would start by reviewing and going through the minutes from last meeting. And last meeting was a little chaotic. I apologize, I was not there at the beginning. And then we did the treasurer's report. Tracy, thanks for that update, which has been made to the minutes. We did a social media report. We got into weeding and pruning and what was happening there. We discussed Adopt a Garden, which we'll get into again today, reviewing timeline. Melissa had sent out a list of businesses, and we'll follow up on that today. We had talked about landscaper pricing, which we'll follow up on today. We talked about the signs. I actually have that on the agenda for today, so we'll go through that. Let's see, keep going. The relaunch phone calls that Amanda had made, and the number 11 Darien Fire Department. We talked about hanging baskets and the town hall planters and the American flags art council. Okay, so I think does everybody agree? Do we want to make any changes to those? Any additional changes? No? Does anybody want to vote to?
Right.
I'll second. First and second, Amanda and Tracy. Thank you. Okay, Tracy, why don't we get into the treasurer's report?
Okay, that was a quiet month, so we only paid 2 expenses. And they were for, actually 1 expense, and it was for the items that were put in the urns for the front of the town hall for the, first for Thanksgiving and then for Christmas as well. So it was $444. I have one more invoice that I just sent in this week, so it's not gonna be on these minutes, obviously, but it's for the final batch of things that Melissa had bought at the garden center for the December freshening for the Christmassy theme on the planters here at Town Hall. That's it. I mean, quiet month. That's where we stand. We have $14,391, and of course, you know, I have in April or early May, I will send out the final payment on the baskets, but we'll also by then have the payment from Penny Glassmeyer's group from Grove Street and from the bank and from David Genevieve's and from the library. So it offsets.
So if we're sort of at our halfway point right now, we have 14,000 left.
Mm-hmm.
We have approximately how much coming out for baskets? What basically trying to figure out what are we committed to? What do we have to expect will come out of that? And then what do we have left to work with? And then how do we want to allocate it so we don't find ourselves in a situation like last year?
Well, beds and borders, we owe an additional $4,200 and change to.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, some of that will be offset. I didn't bring my hanging basket file with me, but some of that will be offset by the other businesses that will be paying us. So, continued in this budget, we'll have the watering for May and June for Elder.
Okay.
If we do a spring cleanup, that will come out of this budget as well.
Okay.
You know, and I think Elder had mentioned if we want to use him, he's more than happy to work for us, and he's happy to do the watering again. But if you'd like to use him, it might be easier to not have major cleanups, have it be a little bit more consistent if he's, you know, if he and his crew are gonna do any of the cleanups and weeding and stuff. So
Okay.
so.
Okay, so let's say we take out just round numbers or set aside 4,000 for the baskets,
Yep.
and then another Is 5,000, I need to pull out maybe, is 5,000 enough for waterings and cleanups for May, June, and,
Yes.
okay, so that would be 9,000 out of that.
Oh, one other thing I did order too, I'm sorry, I did order the brackets.
Thank you.
And
Right.
one of those, of course, will be reimbursed by David.
Yeah,
And then, or two of those, I guess, will be reimbursed by David, but the others, Public Works, the Public Works ones, they're on Corbin Drive, those brackets, and the ones that were in front of the old B of A building were. So I did order those brackets, and then, silly me, I thought the WS next to it was with shipping. No, that's wholesale. So it's $41. Obviously no tax, because they have our tax exempt information.
okay.
But there will be shipping on it, and I don't
Okay.
expect that it's gonna be huge, but, so.
Well, approximately what did that come to?
Well, they were $41 each, I ordered 13, I believe.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so what's left?
and it will go on my credit card in March,
Okay,
and I'll put that
so maybe we
reimbursement
would just
through.
say 600 or so?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that still leaves us at least 3,000, right? So we should think, we still have 6 months, and it's not like we have to go out and spend it, but we do have $3,000 that we should utilize, think about how we want to utilize that.
What about the signs?
Put them into good
For the
signs.
Adopt a Garden.
The temporary signs?
Not the temporary signs, the permanent.
Well, the permanent signs would come out of what we were to be receiving.
Even the installation and all of that, they were, I spoke with them recently and they said that installation would be a separate price as well.
Yeah, that's why we need all that, so that we can build that final number. And actually, let's jump into that when we get into
Okay.
Adopt a Gardens, but
Okay,
even if we have to pay up front for that, ideally, that money gets recouped.
okay.
But,
Sarah, does the
yeah.
fire station garden, the 5,000, is that different funding, or does that have to come out of here as well?
so that is up to us. We've been given, Ed said that we could do it. I had, but, well, it was nice, because it was like, he was like, it's technically state
Yeah,
Department of Transportation.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna tell them that we can do it. So if we had the 5,000, we could do that, even if maybe we wanted to spend 3,000, and then depending on if we got more funding, we could make it even better. I could definitely work with a mason on that. It's just that he gave me a price to do what we wanted to do is 5,000. So I had asked for that in addition to what we already have. I don't know, maybe we'll get a portion of it, maybe we'll get none of it.
did you do a capital request?
So capital requests are for over $5,000, and so we could put in if we needed to. I thought maybe, I don't know, I haven't done this before, but I thought maybe it would be better just to be a line item in our, so it didn't have to be something special. But I don't know, I mean, it's possible to put that in. I think with the budget cutting, they're not gonna probably wanna allocate too much more, so I thought just keeping it the bare minimum, which was the 5,000, was probably the way to go. So, we could decide to allocate that 3,000 towards that fire station department area, garden, and just put 3,000 in, and then plan it such that when we get, or if we get more funding, we could make it better.
You could save, I think it'd only be a few hundred, maybe it'd be more, because there'd be more flowers in it, but for the work Melissa's done in the fall and winter for the front planters, saving money for her to do that in April 1st.
Exactly, so now the 5,000 is both basically removal of what's there, installation of a new flooring, and ripping out some of the greens that don't make sense and replacing it with some that make more sense.
Is that also the benches?
So it does include the benches. It is kind of nebulous, I think intentionally, because there was a hope that maybe if we do more one direction, we can do less. So actually, since we're talking about it, I started speaking to the woman who organizes the Scouts out of Norwalk, the one who did the beach cleanup station. And I sent her this project because it's possible this could be another Eagle Scout project. Maybe they could build benches for us. And that could be, therefore, involved in, it could be a symbiotic relationship. They build benches, they get their Eagle Scout badge, we get benches. And we can put more money into
They
masonry.
don't mind that they're in Norwalk and we're in Darien?
No, that's what happened last time with the Wheat Beach.
Good.
So that's another option. So I would be keen on, I mean, if we had a 3,000, I would be keen on getting that garden cleaned up. But we also should throw out all the different options of what other ideas we have and see if there's anything else that makes more sense or feel like better. Does anybody have any ideas right now?
Just to clarify my comment, I interjected it at a bad time, was for the town hall planters, saving
Oh.
a few hundred for that for
Ah,
spring.
I understand. That makes
But I
sense.
brought it up off topic.
No, that's fine. Yeah, we
That's
could
the only
definitely
thing
do
I
that.
can think of.
Well, the town hall planters aren't gonna take a whole lot of money for the spring because we have the ilex in 4 or 5 of them already, so it's just replacing, maybe putting ilex or something else in the 2 by the front steps and then the plants. So, I mean, I think 400 would be pretty generous for what we need,
Mhm.
you know, so.
And it's possible that we just have a list of a few things we want to do. It's not like we have to put all the money into one project. It's possible we could install annuals at a bunch of different places.
Yeah, well, and typically those baskets sit with only the ilex in them until mid-May when we do the hanging baskets. So
Well,
it'd
she
be
talked
nice
about
to
maybe
have
putting some Johnny Jump Ups, the pansies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, doing something like April 1st, because
Mm.
that's almost 2 months.
I like that idea. Yeah, getting some color in there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, I'd say I'm gonna bring this up again at next month. And so if anybody has any thoughts within the next month, let's discuss this again and maybe hash out how we wanna use our budget. So thank you for the treasurer's report. Social media website report.
Posted recently?
Sure. Pardon?
Have we posted recently? I haven't looked.
Alicia put
Just
things in
the
there.
Christmas planters and the
Yeah.
group photo, nothing in
Yeah.
the month since.
January boring.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
we should
does
just
anyone have any ideas
of
of?
what we could do? for
So I had an
January.
idea. What do you guys think about some kind of, I don't want to call it a campaign, that's too serious, but like basically when you see something anywhere in town that's pretty, just take a picture and we post it, like someone's pretty front door. And I don't know if that's a violation or if that's allowed, as long as you maybe don't put the address or the number or any like identifying information like a license plate or something.
Like a knocker that says the Smiths.
Yeah, exactly,
But
exactly.
we're not really beautifying someone's front door.
No,
or
but it's
planters.
appreciation of beauty around town.
Town, yeah.
I don't
Right,
know
so
if
we
you're
have to word
right.
it.
I don't know if that works necessarily, but it just seemed to me that we are Darien Beautification. We appreciate when people make effort. We're trying to make efforts around town to keep it beautiful. We appreciate when people do it on their own
Mhm.
personal properties and relaying that. It almost incites. I mean, if it got
Take care of our town.
exactly, if it got
Do your
sort of a
part.
little thing, you do your, we're trying to do our part, you do your part, we're
No
recognizing
pressure.
it. Yeah, it's almost like, yeah, I know, but it's like, or appreciation, because if, not that people have to do it, but when they put out 40 pumpkins along their wall and
Yeah.
it's so cute,
Mhm.
like, thank you, that's so cute, we
Yeah.
all get to appreciate it, and we're all thankful as a community.
I
So
like
was trying
that
to do
idea
that.
a
It's
lot.
like the
Do you
flower,
think-
like the gardens they did at Pear Tree Point and stuff, all the planting
Yeah.
they did. I mean, it looked so much nicer this summer
Right.
down at Pear Tree.
Yeah.
And then it's
And by
like-
the way, Pam Gary's retired,
Oh, yeah.
leaving the end of this
I
month,
saw-
so.
Yeah, but it's almost like an appreciation, grateful message, hashtag grateful, hashtag thank you, hashtag, you know, we love beauty, whatever it is, it's kind of like this message of, we're trying to do our part, thank you for doing your part for the town.
Do you
Go
think
ahead.
it should be launched in March? Like, I'm trying to think now of,
I know.
we just came off of
Tough.
like your example, the beautiful fall decor and holiday decor, and
Yeah.
now it's like,
Stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, everywhere.
We
Yeah,
can throw
but-
something, say, our town got hit bad last night, you know, like, just, I don't know.
Well, we could also do
Valentine's
like,
Day
if just like if we get a beautiful snowfall and we could see the, you know, the ice falling
Yeah.
off trees, we could do that.
Okay.
Just maybe appreciation of
Something to
beauty.
keep our name
I
out
think
there.
that's the best.
That's
Do it
what
when
keep our
there's a
name out.
snowfall.
Yeah,
Because that's when
Yeah.
it's so pretty.
Right.
Now it looks like crap, okay?
Exactly.
But a snowfall is
Exactly.
what it does. But
Yeah.
it's, you know, a
Exactly.
snowfall's beautiful and people like to see that.
and so the reason I bring this up in like our bigger group, because I think as each of us sees something, snap a photo, and then if you don't mind, we send it to you, you can be
You can
the,
just, if you have Instagram, put it on Instagram and tag Beautification.
Okay.
You know, the official, if you do the ad and tag it, and then I
Okay.
can turn it into a post. That's probably more efficient.
okay,
Okay. Good
okay,
idea.
that's good to
So
know.
what do you do?
I'll
So,
be there.
yeah,
You would
tell us
rather do
again.
If you
All
have
right.
Instagram, Tracy, it would
Oh,
also
you-
show up on your page. So you would have this snow photo on your page, you would tag Darien Beautification Commission, and then I get a notice that we've been tagged, and then I can post it to our page. But
Okay.
if you wanna just send it to me, you can do that too, if you don't want it on
On your own Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, like, if you're just, like, down at the beach, and it looks pretty, even in
Yeah.
the winter time, you take a picture of the beach.
Yeah, the beach is.
Totally,
You
I
know
did
what
that
I
the
mean?
other day, and then I
Yeah.
forgot to send it to you.
Yeah, just something like that, like
You
whatever.
gotta lead by example.
I know. I did take the photo, and now that you said that, that reminds me, I took it of our buckets with the beach in the background and a beautiful, like, sunrise. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome, so I'll send it to you.
Okay,
If you're good with
Oh, yeah.
receiving those.
I don't care.
Okay.
The other thing I was gonna suggest, and I brought this up a while ago and
Yeah.
I totally, completely forgot about it, but you know how they put things on, social media, like turn your sprinklers on, get your porch furniture out, things like that. Like we could just do reminders, not now, obviously, but once the spring rolls around.
Yeah.
Sunbathing shades, loungers out.
Spring cleanups or mulch or
Yep.
pay attention for these bulbs that might be coming up.
Time to
or-
look for your
or-
crocuses or.
Yeah,
I love it. So,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I can do that.
do you want to do that? And
Yeah,
then
we can all
maybe
do
just
it.
make a monthly note in your calendar to like, or whatever, however you want, and
And we
then
just
just,
put it on
and then
social
just,
media?
yeah. Do you want to put it, or do you want to send?
You send it to
Should
me.
we have one person be the gatekeeper? Is that the best way to do it? Do you like? being-
Probably.
Okay, so yeah, if you can
Okay.
send
I
it to
will-
Alicia.
That should probably start in March, right?
Yeah, I think
So
so.
there's really not much
Yeah,
happening now.
yeah,
Unless you find pretty hearts or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Valentine's Day.
Yep.
yeah, it's true. Cool, I love it. It just
Okay.
keeps us out there, relevant, people thinking about us. Okay, weeding, pruning, I heard you guys talking. What's happening on the,
Oh, just last Friday, I was on the hill here because it just looks so messy. And so I said, you know, those asters, if we keep them really tall, then they just continue to just get lankier and lankier each year. So I cut the asters down. I cut a bunch of the goldenrod back and just cleaned up a lot of stuff on the hill so that in the spring, it's not so much of a bear. And of course, I had requested that my pile be picked up before the snow, which it did not, but it's still there. But I also raked like the leaves in front of the benches and stuff, and I just tried to clean it up. And I might, if I have time Friday morning, I may do a little more. So, but that's the extent of my weeding. And
that's
then,
amazing.
then Colleen goes, do we need to weed Veterans Circle? I said, not really, there's not much ground right now, we're good. It's just a matter of cleaning up, you know, just the messiness, the scragglies, as I say, on that hill.
That's awesome.
It's getting better.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, adopt a garden. All right, so, Melissa's not here. I haven't, she didn't respond to me about anything about the businesses to solicit in January. I don't think there's any update on that. And since we don't, so I think we can skip over that. Landscaper pricing, I'll let Alicia take that for a second.
We didn't narrow it down who we want to have everyone use, did we?
Well, we found a great company and it was recommended by David Genovese because it's ELM, Eastern Land Management. They manage his properties as well as they manage downtown Stamford's business district. So they have gardens and like, you know, those permanent cement planters. They also do the hanging baskets for all of downtown Stamford. So I met with him back in October. He really understood, you know, with his portfolio of what he does elsewhere, what we're trying to do, what we wanna work with and add to, that, you know, we're a town client, not a commercial client in terms of budgeting and things like that. So when we met in October, he was supposed to send me a proposal like by Thanksgiving. I didn't get it, I followed up, he said he'd send it the next week, I didn't get it. Followed up twice last month, I followed up twice this month, and then finally I got him yesterday, and he basically said that it's coming, he's almost done, and I do genuinely believe that. I don't think it's
It's like the worst work, but if they really want the business, then you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then yesterday he said he'd send it to me by end of day, I did not get it. So I do feel that it is coming. He was honest with me and said this time of year, most landscaping businesses really shut down because they can't do anything from, you know, March through November, end of month. So he's been away a lot, people in his office have been away. I'm never a proponent of putting all your eggs in one basket. However, I do think that they would be a good company to do this. Sarah and I briefly talked about, you know, reaching out to others in the meantime in case this falls through. I just feel like this company is so well ran, and when I met with him and we toured the gardens, he really like got it, and had great ideas. I think if he is having difficulty getting us a proposal in a timely manner, I don't see anyone else doing it. So I think it's fine if we want to reach out to other people. I do think this is going to come through eventually, and you know, I spoke to him a while yesterday, so it's just one of those things, like I don't understand, like when we met in October, you know, he was sure he could get it to me in November, and now like 3 months have gone by. So
Yeah, he's probably one of those guys, that, you know, he started this landscaping business because he's like a hands-on landscaper person, but he's not good with paperwork type of stuff.
Well, that's actually his, so Eastern Land Management's pretty big, so he, I don't know his job title, like,
Yeah.
maybe account manager, I don't know what it would be, but he manages, his focus is on like large scale, either commercial developments or municipal accounts.
Oh.
So he,
So
that's
he does
actually
do
what
that sort
he
of thing.
does.
That is his
It's
job.
possible we're too small for him,
Maybe.
but yeah.
I don't
So-
think so.
Really?
No. I think
Huh.
we'd be very similar in size to Stanford, except that we would be keeping our baskets separate. I don't know.
That's interesting then.
It's
That
one
was
of-
my theory.
Even when I spoke to him yesterday, when he picked
Just
up
might
the
be
phone, he
manpower.
said, you know, hi,
Yeah.
what can I do for you? And I was thinking,
No.
Do you remember who I am?
Yeah. Thought it was pretty
What you
clear.
said you would do for me.
Yeah, it's in October.
Call him
I
on
know.
Tuesday. Give
Yeah.
him a few days now.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
You were wanting it yesterday, so call Tuesday.
yeah.
Our thought was, we think this is probably the right person,
I
so
do,
give him a little more time.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Probably, I'd say in 2 weeks, you and I should talk.
Yeah.
If you still haven't heard anything, I think we just move on,
Yeah,
whatever.
well, and when
next
we were
steps.
going through this program's past 2 iterations, one of the main reasons both of them failed was because there wasn't like in writing a maintenance plan. It was more loosey-goosey or verbal, or it shifted from the commission going out and planting and weeding, and then one company managing this one and one company, you know, maintaining this one. It just was so, and I know that's why we all decided a few months ago, we just need one umbrella over all of this.
Yeah.
So you know, and then again, if we were to give it to like more of a lawn guy, a one person, or like an elder for an example, that was something in the past that didn't work either, because then you're relying on one person and their personal schedule and their professional schedule with their other jobs. So I think
Yeah.
a big company is still the way to go. And so again, it sounds weird, I truly believe they're interested, but it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a tough time. I don't think much happened between
yeah.
last month
I
and
know,
this month,
I think
so.
this is a very popular time too for people to go
Yeah.
away.
Well,
Yeah.
even
Right,
Jim
like she
Teal
was
was
saying.
gone, I think
Yeah.
for 3 weeks in November.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. Even, you know,
Yeah.
think you never see any trucks driving around at
Right.
all, where if you think the
True.
rest of the year, it's constantly, you're passing all these different landscaping trucks.
Except last week when they had plows.
So, So yes, I think let's follow up in like a week and
good.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really believe, again, like based on looking at what they've done in STAMP, they totally know what they're doing.
Yeah.
He had great ideas that we hadn't even thought of, so I'll follow up
Okay,
with
great.
you guys.
All right.
That's
thanks.
great, thank you. And then Colleen, on the signs,
Okay.
the permanent signs that will go in the ground, do you have pricing on
Yes.
those? Great.
So the 16 by 24, because I think we had discussed certain gardens might require larger signs.
Mm-hmm,
So the 16 by 24 are $2.95 a piece.
great.
12 by 16 are $2.05. The posts are $25.
Is that
Yes.
regardless of size?
Yes, yes.
Posts are $25 each? 20, did you say?
25 a piece, so
Yeah.
we would have two, so it'd be a total of 50.
Oh, okay.
And then
Each
I wasn't
post.
sure, that's the only reason I brought up was the allocating money was the installation. If they do it, it would be $150 a sign for them to install.
I think we would need them too, because Sarah and I talked to Ed about that, and he
Mhm.
told us they just don't have the
Okay,
ability.
I wasn't sure if we wanted to put that in the price with the Adopt a Garden signs or whatever.
I think we
I think
should.
we just
But
pass it along.
We pass it
But
along.
guys, what about the little, like, let's say that little Amy Smile across the street from the train station? That's a small sign. Like something like that, you just
Well, that-
get a sledgehammer. Are there gonna be I think the smaller signs we're gonna be able to do ourselves.
We would
But-
just need
but-
one post as well, for
Right.
probably the
One post.
12 by 16.
Yeah, but remember we lost the one that was at Darien train station. Someone took it out or something. So I think we do want them properly installed,
Like with
not just
cement.
hammered
You
in.
don't
I
want
think
to
it
get
needs to.
comments of like they're gone, they're down.
I think we're
Whether-
doing it, we're spending the
Yeah.
$200 on the sign, let's spend the $200 or whatever,
Right.
the $150 on the install, and get it done properly, because then it can stay forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'd say let's just do it the right
Okay.
way.
Okay.
Let's just,
And then
They were
let's just, and that, you're right, though, that will come out of our budget. That
Okay.
will come out of our budget, so that's a good point. But the Amy Smile Garden, but all the others, we're gonna pass
Yeah.
Okay.
the entire,
All right, cool.
thing
Okay.
along. So approximately, it sounds like,
Well, I think we're at the
400
point
to
now where
500.
we could go through the garden list and say, you know, X amount needs 16 by 24, which is a lesser amount, and Y amount of gardens need 12 by 16.
it's a good idea, let's do that, so
Yeah.
that we know exactly.
We have 50 signs in total?
50? Did you
Probably
say
like
15?
Yeah.
I'm forgetting.
No, how many
18?
gardens
was
we have? We have
17.
18.
Something like
Yeah.
17.
Why did I get,
$150 for installation, $50 for,
For the post.
Oh,
No, I
for
know that.
posts.
25
like if
for
there's
each
two
post.
posts,
Okay.
25 for
Some
each
need
post.
oh, I see, okay.
But Amy's Smile,
Do we have any other like Amy Smile that are
What about like Tokenique? Is that gonna be a small sign? The little garden Tokenique Road?
on Old Farm?
Yeah.
That'd be 12 by 16.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
did Ed say he wanted to participate in that decision? He did it?
He just
Okay.
gave us some guidelines of where to place it, you know, so
Okay,
it's like,
okay.
And then it couldn't be too big or too high, or
Yeah.
obstructing anything.
That was
Like,
what we're doing is
I wasn't
outside
sure
of
if he
that.
wanted to
No.
be a part of that or not, okay.
Well, that's great, you have that, good. So as soon as we get pricing from
Yeah.
ELM, we have that pricing.
Yes,
We
and-
can marry those, come up with numbers per garden, and get a number. And then we can do our sales, our
Did you
sales
ever
task.
get the typeface that the town
I
used so
never
we could
did.
coordinate with that?
I can get that.
Okay.
They had said as long as I had a picture of it, they
Oh,
can.
that's true.
Amazing,
All right,
great.
good.
So you could take
They
a photo
can-
of the town.
Yes,
sign.
once we're ready to go, I figured it was.
That's great,
Um,
that's great.
So
And-
we'd match the typeface, we'd put our logo on it. I know we talked about white background so that it would pop. What lettering color would we do, green or to match our logo or navy to match the town signs?
I'm thinking green, only
Like the
because
dark
it's,
green, yeah.
You don't want it to, you
Yeah.
want it to blend in.
Right.
I don't have a strong opinion.
Yeah, I don't
I
either.
don't either.
Okay.
Green would look better with our logo.
Green will look better,
I think so too.
green will look better, I think, but I like them both.
Dark green.
And he said that this quote will take us to the summer.
Okay,
Otherwise,
Well,
he
we
had said
really
prices
hope.
were going up.
Like it's good for,
it's good through summer,
Yes.
that's great, that's
He
really
didn't
great.
tell me exactly what month, but.
That's okay. I hope
Summer.
we have more by then.
Okay.
That's great. So I thought we should go back to the, this great, spreadsheet that Alicia had put together a while ago about the next steps, review timeline and deliverables, just to keep us on track. Understanding that we're not always gonna stick exactly to it, but to keep us. So just going back to October, that was the meet with ELM, and which has been done, created draft list of businesses to solicit in January, which Melissa has started, which is terrific. In late November, we're gonna receive the ELM and annual maintenance proposal. So we're waiting on that. That's okay, we just discussed that. Next was review the proposal, make modifications, and mutually accept or decline, so that's coming up, hopefully soon.
So right now, we're exactly a month off,
So
because that
we're-
was due by December 12th, and now
Exactly.
we're today.
Exactly, so we're 1 month behind, but it's, I think we've built in, so let's keep going just to see if there's anything we can do. Just keep going with, to stay on top of things. Review business list, which, to be fair, I haven't really gone through Melissa's list that she put together on Google. Have you guys gone through that?
No.
Yeah, so maybe all of us can do that as our homework this month.
Okay.
Just review that business list. And when you're looking at it, see if you have any contacts, see, just start forming opinions about, I think this would be a good business to prioritize, or I'd like to reach out to this business.
She sent that in December to us?
She did, and she,
The day
Seeing it.
before the meeting, so I guess it would have been around December 12th
Okay.
in
Yeah.
our emails.
Okay.
so if all of us can do that as homework, I feel like that would be very valuable. Discuss updates from December modifications, negotiation with ELM, TBD. Finalize pricing, so we'll work on that. Discuss sponsor packet detail, we'll need to work on that. Set goals for initial sponsor onboarding, number of card installs. So this is all items we need to do still. And then,
I think everything probably
Everything
is
next
rolling
is-
like a month. I mean, we could
Yeah.
probably make up ground, hopefully by our February 14th meeting. But everything is approximately a month behind.
so which, assuming Martin
Mhm.
can get us the pricing soon, I think we can make up
Yeah.
some ground, but as soon as he does, we'll need to,
Yeah,
You know,
and
get working
somehow
on
we'll
that.
need to just, I don't know, go back and forth on that, not waiting until February 14th.
What do you
Okay.
think he's gonna propose, like pricing, what's our guess? Like,
I
what
don't
do
know, I had it written
Has he
down.
asked, like,
I don't, yeah, we went over it, I don't have it on
Uh-huh.
me, but, I don't remember, I mean, he had the idea of tiering the gardens as something like gold, silver, bronze, both in terms of like quality and, amount of plants, and, that would correlate to the pricing that a bit, so maybe like a bigger business would want one of the gold type gardens, and a realtor would take one of the silver, bronze ones. But he really did get it. It wasn't like he was like shooting for the stars with a crazy plan. He was conscientious of these being like, roadway islands where like you don't want to put something in that on a day like Saturday can get covered with snow and destroyed. So I think it will be in line, and I'm sorry I don't have it, but what we had discussed, I think we had said like first year sponsorship, or I know we did 3 years, but maybe the first year would be, I can't remember, but it was in line with that, like total costs like $3,000 for both installation and maintenance, but varying a little on some of the big ones. But we also, he had brought the idea, which we had as well, some of them need to be scaled back in size and just seated over, so they have like a smaller presentation, but.
when we get that information, what are everybody's thoughts on doing a special meeting, maybe over a Zoom or something along those lines, to try and just figure out, to keep
Yeah.
things moving
We're
forward?
actually gonna have to move with that.
Because we're gonna wanna
That's what-
move, we're gonna wanna keep things,
Like
Sure.
February 1,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
You have to keep on top of them, because all they care about is that and the sign,
Yeah.
the request is to have signs, new signs.
yeah.
And everyone's gonna be doing, right now, their fiscal budget for the year, they basically.
Yeah, we need to figure out
That's right.
how.
Did he do a mock-up of what the sign looks like?
No, I brought in the.
Why not, why can't they?
I can ask them to do
Yeah.
one. I just brought in what they had given me, the shapes, the two different sizes, but yeah, I can.
Because if we had a
If you
mock-up.
send them the photo
That could be
of
something
the
wrong.
Very
Darien
good to
sign
show.
with the
Exactly,
title,
this is what your
and then
sign
our
would look like.
logo.
Yeah, cause they wanna know
And then
about
you
that.
could just type out,
They wanna-
like,
yeah,
Darien,
I've got a few calls
adopt
over
a
the hall,
garden,
I was trying to
make
back
up a
and see
business
the text
name, like,
messages
you
come
know.
through. Just saying,
are
that's
we
the
gonna
sign,
keep
so
it-
that's the key thing.
Basically the
I
same
would've
as
think
it
more the key
was.
of
the only
That's
difference would be, yeah, for
Our logo,
wording,
right.
and the only
I guess
difference would
maybe
be,
that's
well,
like, they want their
people, or, I'm sorry, maintenance businesses
Okay.
used to volunteer their maintenance, which I think is why they stopped, cause they were maintaining them for free in
Right.
exchange for it saying like maintained by, you know, whatever landscaping company, so that's coming off, because now we're paying for the landscaping.
Right, so it would be our logo
Adopt a garden underneath it,
and then who is sponsored, or I'm sorry. who's-
sponsored by ABC company.
I think I have one, but I don't think it was from Signs of Success. I think it was from a different company. I went to so many that I don't remember.
Yeah, sponsored, so yes, exactly,
And
sponsored.
I think
by-
we need to really think of like if we have to reach out for new ones, make it a variety, don't make it, you
Yeah.
know, new, I really think you should support the new businesses that are coming.
Yeah, I'm
I mean, I think
interested
it's
to
boring to see
learn.
Sotheby's or boring to see,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
Paws, you know,
I
I'm
agree.
so tired of all the
Yeah.
ones that we've had.
I'll
Or
be
some
interested
landscaping
if,
company, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Mhm.
well, and landscaping companies almost shouldn't be approached, because it almost seems weird,
Mhm.
like, for
Well, it makes
a
sense that
landscaping company to sponsor it, but another landscaper's maintaining it, so it's not indicative of their work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I would say, like, going
Right.
through that list of Melissas, I would put those as like last resort,
Mm-hmm.
or, but I'll be interested, you know, all these like franchises or more national companies, like a Van Leeuwen's, like, I
Mhm.
wonder what that process is for them to do this, if it's like a lot of like
Oh, corporate.
headquarter
Corporate,
hoops,
yeah,
or,
exactly, red
That
tape.
takes
type of-
forever.
but I agree,
Or like
like
First
not
County Bank, I
a
mean,
variety.
they're very involved in sponsoring so many things in town. They do, you know,
Chamber of Commerce.
the Chamber of Commerce stuff, they do, you know, sidewalk sales stuff. I mean, they, you know, they're a local community bank at least to this area, and they're good.
Or
I
like
feel
little,
like
you know, like Bear
Right, like
Bookstore,
a great-
everything
yeah.
roses, like real locals.
Yeah, yeah,
Would be really, really nice.
yeah.
I have to go.
Yeah,
I
you
have
have
to
to
go
go.
to, take my son to his exams.
Colleen, I'll go through the list and quantify how many 16 by
Okay, you
24
got
and
it.
how many 12 by
No, no,
16.
no, that's totally fine.
And I have the green team meeting on January 22nd.
You have what?
Green team.
Yes, yes, I saw that, that's great.
So I just
Um,
wanted.
Great, and then if you guys, I just sat, and this is basically it. I sat between John Zagrosky and Tracy Mara at this Eagle Scout event, and I was chatting with them, and I just asked them both for meetings, just to like meet them and share what we're doing. So if anybody has anything they want to share, neither meeting's been set up, so if anybody has anything that they want particularly mentioned or highlighted or anything, or has any thoughts on that whatsoever, reach out to me.
Can
yeah.
they join us? Would they be able to join us?
I'll certainly invite them. Yeah, so I mean, I basically haven't set up meetings. I wanted to see if anybody has any feedback, thoughts, requests, anything, so.
And I'm going to the tree meeting on.
Yes, I'm going too.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
yeah,
Okay.
put together.
When is that
Yeah.
again, the tree?
Next Tuesday.
Oh, that's right, okay, thanks.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys go.
I have to go. I'm sorry.
I think that's it. So, we'll adjourn right now. It's, 9:58. Can I have?
I'll do our homework on the side.
Yes. All right, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do our homework on the signs and reviewing the businesses and seeing if you know contacts there and opinions on it.